This podcast is powered by Mill Lions. Use discount code HARDNEWS10 for a 10% discount on your festival outfit. Yeah, there we go. Welcome back to a brand new episode of PLAFONDDIENST, the Hardstyle Podcast. And after our international kickoff last week, or that was already 2 weeks ago, with Imperators. Yeah, we're not keeping track, but we're trying to do our best. One English episode every month. The rest is still in Dutch, of course. But the concept is always the same. It's always about harder styles. It's always about from zaag to klunks to everything harder styles related. And we always do that with a special guest. My name is Wouter from hardnews.nl. And always with us is the one and only Marijn, but also known as the up-and-coming raw talent, Flux Overload.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. How you going? Nice to meet you.
Marijn, how's your Duolingo score after our first episode?
Well, I needed to do a little streak on Duolingo because I had to get used to talking English, but yeah, I'm getting used to it now. So,
and the responses are pretty good, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of positive reactions already on it, and also like internationally, we've seen like a lot of reactions. So yeah, that's all positive.
Yeah, and also from Australia, and that's why we thought, we should have like an Australian guest in our podcast. And yeah, our guest of today, he took a huge leap, literally coming all the way from Australia to live in the heart of the harder styles, which is the Netherlands. From unleashing raw chaos solo and as a part of the Cybergore live act, he is exploring the more melodic side and the more cinematic side with AEON, but also smashing it, being part of the Gearbox family. Today, we are not running on gasoline. This is the pure fuel. Start up your engines for DEEZL.
Hey, let's go.
Hoppa. Let's
Joel,
go.
great to have you here. How are you doing, man?
Very good, man. Thank you so much for having me on my first podcast. So it's a little bit interesting.
Hey,
I'm not that great in front of the lights.
That was probably the fastest scoop that we've ever had.
Fast as what?
Scoop.
Well, there you go. You're breaking my my podcast cherry over here.
Hey,
there's no other better place to do it. And I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm keen to talk about what's been happening in my life and what I'm working on. I think I got some good stuff for you guys.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, you have plenty to tell because before this podcast, we already discussed what kind of topics should we feature in this episode, and there's plenty to come. Yep. But before we get to that, of course, you're all the way from Australia.
Yep.
And I'm looking at Marijn as well because we Dutchies, we basically get fed with hardstyle. When you get born, there's somewhere on the corner there's
spoiled brats. Yeah. I had to travel 16,000 kilometers to be here. You just walk down the front door. I'm gonna have to walk 30 minutes to get here from the bus. I was have to pull out the canoe.
True. So how was that for you? How did you get in touch with hardstyle or the harder styles?
It started when I was in 2013, and around high school, I think maybe year 8, I was about 14 years old. A few people around this classroom liked hardstyle, and you hear bits and pieces of it. I was more into dubstep back then. I grew up with like rock and heavy metal from my mum. And then Skrillex come out with fucking Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites, and that tinkles your little fucking 14-year-old balls. And then I watched... someone put me on to the DEF CON End show with Frontline, Weekend Warrior.
Oh, yeah, 2014.
2013, I think.
Oh, shit. I stay corrected.
Get corrected, mate. Get corrected, Know your Dutch history, bro. And I fell in love with that. And then, you go down the YouTube spiral, and I saw like DEF CON was in Australia. And I watched the after movies for that, and you just like, as a little kid, you're seeing hot chicks dancing around. You're like, fuck, that's awesome, So then it just kind of tapered off because obviously I couldn't go to any festivals. And then around the ending part of my high school journey, I was starting to get more into DJing because a lot of my friends like Nick and Rex, we went to school together, and we had this kind of group of DJs that liked EDM. Nick was the only one producing at the time. And Audiology came out by Audio Freak, and that was blew my fucking head off.
Yeah, homegrown hero playing hardstyle, of course.
We can swear.
Yeah.
You can swear as much as you want.
All right, can't hell yeah. So then we just fell in love with it after that, and then all the boys in our friend group, we decided to really like it, and then so we went to DEF CON. And most of us were really into kind of like reverse bass. I was more into like the harder reverse bass, just the mid intros, not the climaxes. I didn't like the melodies. I was just like, just go hard. And then we went to DEF CON, and I remember we walked around the festival, and I didn't really like raw. I didn't really know what it was. And
was it DEF CON Australia or
DEF CON Australia
okay,
in 2017. And we went past the blue stage, and Warface was playing. I didn't know who it was at the time. But he played Watch It Back, and he cut out the volume, and everyone's crazy, Watch It Back. And I was like, what the hell is that? I've never seen anything like that before. And then this big ruler gated kick, and just fucked my ass. And I was like, well, that's something, That's something interesting. And then for like the whole festival went on, and it was a great time. But then we went home, and I just fell in love with the raw aspect of it. And the kind of love was born just from going to DEF CON. Just seeing the different colors of the harder styles, and it's been just enjoying it ever since. And that love was cultivated by clubs like Massive, in Australia, because you have it every week, and that's kind of like, our main source of hardstyle music. People get a platform there, and me as an aspiring DJ, I was looking for spots there, but I started doing and making the music as well, getting the help with like Nick and stuff. It was more just like a guide, and I just was able to find my own pathways from it. So, that's kind of how I got into it. And that's everyone has their own little different pathways of finding hardstyle in Australia. It's still a bit of a niche thing, but nowadays, it's fucking huge, But if you were in it like in high school times when I was in it, it was kind of like a weirder, outcasty kind of thing, which is cool because anyone that you find the friends that like and enjoy it, you become tighter because you're like, oh, we're like this weird thing, so we're buddies, and you can go to all these things together. So it really connects you in a nice way.
And that's how you met Nick and Rex as well.
No, me and Nick went to high school together. So I've known him 12 plus years or something. Yeah. Because I joined high school in around year 9, year 10 or something, and so that would have been 15-ish. Yeah, and that's how we became friends. Became better friends after high school. But yeah, we've known each other for a long time.
Oh, sick!
Yeah, which not many people know that. Yeah, it's kind of weird the fact that not a lot of It's kind of strange to have two Aussies move overseas, be in the same labels, make the same music, and be good enough to be able to transfer our skills over to the other side of the world and be mates for so long. I haven't really heard of that before, so yeah, it's a big blessing to be able to have someone continue this skill, this passion for music alongside each other across the other side of the world. It's pretty unique, I think.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
I don't like him that much, but nah, I love him.
Okay, and so you started producing. When did you get to that DEEZL sound? What was your first track of which you thought, okay, I'm going to send this to everyone?
Well, when you're in your starting producing phase, everything you make, you think it's hectic, really good, and then you send it to someone, and as soon as you show it to someone, and then you realize, oh, it's actually really bad. That's when you get that feeling. But I didn't feel like I made the DEEZL sound until my first produced track that was fully finished. It was called Meat Grinder. And it's kind of a meme, amongst the lads. It's this hardcore track. It's honestly not too bad in retrospect, but it's called Meat Grinder, and I have I recorded it in my fucking phone, just going the Meat Grinder, and it's all right, edgy Joel, relax. But it took a while to develop the sound. I think my sound really developed into what the stuff I'm doing now, or at least back then, with More Than Human, and that was because I lost. No, it was a bit before that. I'd lost my entire database, my entire hard drive, so I had to rebuild my entire hard drive from scratch, which was it was a pain at the time, but in the end, it was actually the best thing for me because I had to make my sound what it is today, and like shed all that stuff you had when you first started learning and rebuild it from scratch. And I think it was really helpful for me. So I think that's where it started to develop. But you know, every producer's journey is a long journey.
Yeah.
You know, ups and downs, and you got to find your way and just go with the flow. You know, that you're not going to make anything decent until like 5 years in. Sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. You have to learn the craft, and then afterwards, after 5 years, you're getting somewhere. And for me, as a non-producer, you're building up like a sound bank of different synths, different melodies, that type of stuff. But you all lost it due to a computer crash, or
yeah, my Windows updated without me knowing, and I didn't back anything up. So that was also another lesson I had to learn, to back everything up. Now I've got 3 or 4 backups. That day I turned on the computer and it was a bad day. So,
yeah, I can imagine.
You learn from pain.
Yeah, but at least you got to start with a clean slate.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it was the best thing for me. As many mistakes in my life, I think that was the best thing for me. You learn more from your mistakes than your wins, I think. At least I have.
Sure.
But then again, I've made a lot more mistakes than wins. So, you know.
We're already getting deep in the start of this episode, huh?
Yeah. We're going to have some tears by the end, boys.
Okay, and I can imagine that from the other side of the world, how did you get in touch with Gearbox?
That's a funny story, actually. So Nick, obviously Anderex, he was kind of, broke into the raw scene a bit earlier than me. And he got some attention from a local DJ called Splinter. I'm not sure if you guys know about him, but he handled the Gearbox Hard Dance label because he did a bit more of, with lack of a better term, just hard dance.
Yeah.
So pretty self-explanatory. But he always keeps an eye on like the Australian talent, and Nick was obviously becoming a bit of a bigger name. So Splinter helped him out with a few things like mixing and mastering, gave him some lessons, and me by like kind of correlation, I was also like inclined to ask for some lessons. So he saw kind of potential in both of us, which was able to flourish under his teachings. It's like Master Splinter, quite literally, And he recommended us, like whenever we had like a good track, he would recommend it to Phil, and Phil is always Phil, he's always looking for like hot talent.
Yeah,
he's got the ear for it, So then I think we signed my track 2 clips onto the label, onto Revolutions, the lower tier, and from then on, like it's just kind of rolled like that. Just basically off his recommendation and Phil's passion for just giving opportunity to young talents, it just kind of basically flourished from that. And then I think around 2022 is the first time I got into the main label with the track called I Don't Care. And Phil's really good with it. He signed like Mutilator and Nick and all the boys that are on there now, but I came a bit late. And whenever someone new is going to join the team, it's always like, what do you guys, like asking the boys, what do you guys think of this person? Does he have potential? Do you guys get along with him? Because the family aspect is really important to us. And how well we trust each other and get along is really important, because that's what, we're not just performing or going out there representing ourselves, representing all of our team. And that's what gives like the Gearbox feeling. So it's a powerful thing, in my opinion,
Yeah.
Also just because we're just a bunch of goofy idiots and make bangers still.
No, but Phil, as a label boss, he just wants to check with the rest of the crew if it's an unanimous decision for someone to join the label.
Correct, yeah. And I think that's the best way for it. Like when Bastian X-Bros joined, it was the same thing. We all said the same, like maybe 2-3 years ago. He asked us and we said, yeah, we all love him. Production-wise, he's still got a bit to go, but we can see that he's on the right path and we can always help him, And we have. If he's ever asked for feedback, we're more than happy to give lessons or feedback. We'll help each other, push each other up. So, yeah, I really like that community aspect of it, It's not like a dictatorship, but like, this is how it is and this is how it is. I like the fact that it's very collaborative, communicative, and like we're all in this together. Even with like the events, like For example, Kudos Bank Arena, when we did a Gearbox Australia show, he asks us Australians, what would be good, what's the best venues, depending on wherever we go, everything is like, consulted with amongst the boys, which makes us feel more part of it. So
yeah, that makes it a team effort, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, really cool. Like at what point did get things so serious that you were like, okay, I need to move to the Netherlands right now?
Well, it didn't really get to that point. Like, I think it was around 2018 when Supremacy came to Australia. Me and Nick went there, and we came home, and we were like, this is the music we want to make. And we were like, what can we do there? Like, what's the next move? And the move was ultimately to move to the Netherlands. So we shook each other's hands, and we were like, all right, from here on, every single thing we do, every action we take is in service of this dream that we're going to do. And it sounds kind of like movie-like if you think of it like back then, but obviously, we didn't know if it was going to work, but literally everything that we did, we saved up. I saved up like $50,000 or something. Australian, not euros. I wish. So I was working part-time. He was studying. Anytime that I wasn't working, I was just producing nonstop, making tracks, doing everything that I could. And everything was in service of that. And the initial plan was to move in 2020 or something, which obviously that couldn't happen.
Yep.
And I think that was actually really great that it wasn't 2020 because we were not ready. We were like, I think 19 or 20 years old or something.
Oh, that's pretty young, yeah. Yeah,
not ready. Career-wise, definitely not ready as well. Oh, I was 21 still. Yeah, a couple of years passed, and then the lockouts were lifted. We came over here, we did some shows, DEF CON, Hard Drop Zone, and a few other ones. And then we did like the AFAS, the Twin Turbo thing.
Yeah.
So then we were like, okay, we feel confident enough, like we can come over here and actually have a career. So everything was planned, and we were just trying to find houses and stuff. We were still planning and stuff, but everything getting pushed back because we weren't ready. And then finally we ended up moving in Rebirth 2023. So it wasn't like one point where we're like, oh, okay, wake up one morning, we're like, I'm moving to Netherlands. It was like calculated thoughts and years of preparation, about 7 years of like solid prep.
Yeah. How did that feel to like move to the Netherlands? Like, you leave something behind in Australia, of course.
It was daunting, incredibly daunting. Having to say goodbye to everyone. Like, I had to sell my car, my first car, and sell my clothes and basically anything just to like get that, because if you're over here and you need money, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
I call out my mom and transfer some money, but it's not as easy as like calling your mates or people aren't around, you need to depend on yourself. So it was incredibly daunting to, just like go through that path and really be like, well, I'm actually doing it. I'm actually like chasing a dream, chasing a career, chasing a goal that like millions of people have tried and failed, Like, I wonder what the percentage of people that have moved from Australia to Netherlands or anywhere that far, it's scary, but I'm really glad I did it. I knew deep down in my heart and in my bones that like I wouldn't regret it. It had to be done. Like, worst thing would be if I was like 30 years from now and I was like, fuck, imagine if I had just done that,
Exactly.
If I had wasted that opportunity and thought about all these other cool things, just kept my job at fucking IKEA and just lived my life because that's what I was doing. But I never wanted that life for myself. I knew I had stronger aspirations and dreams. And even if I had failed over here, I had the comfort of knowing that I could always just go back home. I would be taken care of. I have a beautiful family, amazing friends. So, I'm now blessed with 2 families on the other side of the world and great friends here. I'm glad I took the leap, but at the time it was definitely scary for all of us, my friends and family, because we never know what's going to happen,
Yeah, and talking about friends, because the first thing that you did when coming to Holland was staying at Hotel Zaltbommel.
Oh yeah, Big Daddy K. Yeah,
that was the first day in Holland then, or?
No. Me and Nick have gone here a few times. So the first time was like 2019, but I don't think we knew Kevin back then. But Kevin stayed in Australia for like a booking. We hung out with him. And we'd only really met him once. And then he was like, yeah, anytime you guys want to come to the Netherlands, you can stay with me. And we took that very seriously. We're like, okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Kevin, door has been rung. And then we stayed with him for like a month. And then another month. And we were just like, yes, incredibly grateful for him. But I think even like also in 2023, we did it as well. Poor man, like poor bloke. Like I feel bad for him. But, we paid him sometimes. Yeah. If he was nice to us.
Yeah, for those who haven't listened to the first English podcast that we did like 2 weeks ago, Imperators was telling us about the how did he call it? The Australian asylum.
Yeah.
It is quite literally that. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Speaking of seeking asylum, because earlier this year you placed like an announcement on your Instagram and on your socials. Well, maybe you can take us through it. Like you applied for a visa to stay in the Netherlands, and how does that process work?
So the first 3 months that I come here, so 2023 when I got here, I had 3 months of just holiday, and then you get a working holiday, and that's a year. And during this working holiday, you need to be kind of like preparing your finances, preparing a business plan, because I had to apply for a self-employed visa. And these are tremendously hard to get, especially nowadays, because a lot of Dutch people are finding it hard to find housing and jobs, and people are taking advantage of the payout system. I don't know what it's called here. So basically around 2020, last year, April, I had to submit a business plan alongside with my lawyer, and they required like lots of other documents like references, contracts, what have you, basically everything. You just give over everything. Also like tax statements and financial projection like it goes fucking intense. Like basically every balls to the walls, lay out your cock on the table. They want everything you got.
A to Z.
A to Z, and they had everything, and we were taking some time. We were still getting our stuff like financial projection from the accountant, because he was just taking a bit of time, and usually you have like another 3 months after submitting to submit it. And someone at the fucking bureau does not like me. They just like denied it straight away. And my lawyer was like, no, that's not okay. We're going to apply again. And this time we're going to have everything. And it came back within like, a couple of weeks. And usually it takes about 3 to 6 months to deliberate to get everything done. And it got back like really quickly. So my lawyer quickly like latched onto something. She's like, okay, someone that just doesn't like you, and we need to really fucking give them every opportunity to not deny you. So I'm not sure how many people know how it works. It's kind of like a bit of a boring story, but you have category A, B, and C. Category A is like your education, your experience. Category B is like your innovation and your financials. And category C is like how you can give back jobs to the Netherlands people, like Dutch people. And, for example, just to show you how like specific it is, like category C, even though I pay my manager, I have accountants, lawyers, managers, promoters,
Camera crew.
Yeah, camera crew, videographers, and everything. I put in invoices of these statements with signed contracts of like these employment things, and they're like, no, all of that's canceled because they're not full-time employees. I'm like, well, like,
What?
that's kind of unfair, because what self-employed person is really hiring many people full-time? Most of it's freelance work.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense. And that is such a common issue. Like also with the education part, I didn't get an actual degree in audio engineering because at the time I didn't need to. I didn't feel like I needed to. Everything I do is self-taught. But I did like a production class called Ableton Live School, which I got a degree for, but it's not a government issued degree. So that doesn't count. So so many things that I've had, they just completely disregard and say that it's not valuable or that it's not accepted, basically.
Yeah.
So these are the things that I'm dealing with. And at the start of the year, it felt like really drastic. My lawyer was like, all right, this is like our last chance. So this whole scene pulled together for me in an insane way. Like I had never expected that much of a response.
Yeah, because sorry for interrupting you, but in that Instagram video that you posted, you asked everyone to help you signing a petition.
Yeah.
So that you could hand that in to immigration, as in, okay, all these people signed this petition, so you're valuable in the Netherlands, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And how were the responses on that?
The responses were insane. I've never seen anything like that. Like basically every single DJ I've ever looked up to, or any DJ I've been friends with, anyone that I even knew, had reposted it, shared it, so like signed it. Some people signed it like fucking 5 or 10 times with different emails. Like the response was literally like the most insane thing I've ever seen, and made me feel so welcomed and accepted. Like even to this day, people are still asking me about it, and I love when people ask you about it. But it's actually good to talk about it on a more public forum so people can understand what's actually happening. But I got 10,000 signatures, even more than that. I think I got like 11,000. Also got references from Q-Dance, Wish Outdoor, Matrix in the Park, like every event organizer that I've ever been with, saying, you know, DEEZL is a stand-up guy. He's professional. Blah 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 blah. You know, all the nice things. And luckily they didn't have to lie. So hopefully, hopefully they weren't lying. You know, so that was good. But yeah, so I've been able to gather so much more stuff just to help out. It hasn't necessarily like done everything, you know. It's not like, oh, I get 10,000 signatures, I can stay. It's just like another piece of the puzzle, you know. And it's unfortunately, it is just so difficult. I don't know why it's so difficult. You know, I'm a tax-paying resident. I have everything. I'm not a criminal, as some people on Reddit have thought.
What?
Yeah, they're like, there has to be a reason he's not coming in. Like, he has to be like a criminal or something. I'm like, don't worry. If I was a criminal, I wouldn't have been let into the country. Right?
What the fuck?
Yeah. Reddit.
Yeah, you know, I can't blame him, you know, because I didn't really explain so many more things, because it's like, you know, you don't really get the public platform to talk about it that much, and I don't want to like be the sad fucker on Instagram, please, like begging for the sub story. So yeah, that's kind of it. The current update is we had to do a court appearance around April, but as I was going in, like I was about to like leave the house, they said that whoever is running the court appearance, the judge, he was sick. And they had nobody else. Okay. So they postponed it till when I was in Australia. And I'm like, I can't do that. I'm in Australia. And then, okay, we'll postpone it to another day. And I got back from my lawyer recently that it was going to be in September. And I'm like, I'm also in Australia. So can you pick a day not in Australia, please? And they said it's in October. So hopefully that would be a good time. But it's not nearly as dire as it used to be. A lot of people have asked me, like, why can't Gearbox sponsor me? And the reason was because it was a Scottish-based company. And, you know, they can't do that because obviously Brexit and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But now they are in Utrecht, or now they're in Den Bosch. So I can be sponsored from Pure Bookings or, you know, Gearbox.
Yeah.
So that's like a fallback option. It's better to have my self-employed visa so I'm not attached to the company. I can have my independence. So we're looking to get self-employed visa done. My lawyers also said there's many other options that we can go through. It's not nearly as bad. She didn't realize how much support that I had. And she was like, whoa, what the fuck? You must be like kind of popular, dude. So I was like, well, I do my best. You know, I just got a good sad dog face, you know, puppy dog eyes. So to all fans out there, thank you for your support. I really appreciate everything. Also to you, I think you guys helped out as well. Fans, DJs, anyone that's ever like supported me, thank you guys so much. And I will not be leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. You can't get rid of me. And I have many options. I will be fine. It's just going to take a long time. In fact, the longer it takes, the better it is, because I have more evidence of me being here and supporting myself and everything. So thank you.
Okay. Nice. And for the court in October, Is there anything extra that people can do or we can do? Is your case like solid? You're getting this?
I think it's really solid. Like I think everything that we have, like especially my latest taxes and everything, because I didn't have much experience. They want to take all your experience in the Netherlands to be able to like put through to get the visa, but you only have like a year to like gather everything. So they're like, okay, well, you know, you're not earning that much. I'm like, yeah, give it time. But they don't want to give you time. They're like, okay, it's now. But luckily, it's been 2.5 years, so I've got enough, and I think I'll be good now with those petitions. Also, like we have things like YouTube videos that wanted me to like prove my innovation, and people like helping out. Well, they're not helping out, but they've make kicks like DEEZL and stuff, and like that's proving innovation, right? Because otherwise, what's the point?
For sure.
So I don't think there's anything else we can do. Just be prepared to celebrate, because I'm hosting a fucking big party when it's done, I think.
That's great to hear, and it's nice that you have a good feeling about it.
Yeah, I'm really positive. And if not, I'll just go to Belgium.
And did you also hear from, because artists like Code Black, Audio Freak, there are multiple Australian artists who already took the leap and went overseas.
Yeah.
Did they also had this kind of hustle?
No, actually. Well, Code Black, he had a bit of issues for a while, but he's Croatian, so he can get his visa. I think Sam Audio Freak had a girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I think Ryan Delete also had a girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mincing words. Please forgive me. Tone Shifters had to do a similar thing, but he had, you know, everything. Like he was sponsored by Q-Dance, like playing main stages, and he had an audio engineering degree. Like he had everything planned the fuck out, like no issues. And it was also in a time where the immigration policies were a bit more cleaner. So, and Mish is Scottish, so she got her thing before Brexit. So I'm kind of the only one that's had like this much hassle, but Nick will be going through this soon. Also Toza, because, you know, none of us are European bred. So, so it's a problem for anyone moving over here from Australia, especially in these times. I've heard that there's like a new prime minister that's like pretty heavy on immigration. Yeah. I'm not really up to date with the politics. All I know, I'm just getting fucked in the ass by it. But
True.
It is what it is. But, you know, it's a learning experience. It's a growing experience. And it's also just like proving how much you want it, you know. I'm glad it's made me a better person and more mature person from just going through so much hardships. And it feels like it's kind of leveling out now. It's a long, arduous journey getting over here. But I think it's worth it, you know.
100%. And you're really proving yourself, as in you are really up to it to make that step and to go overseas and make your living down here, because you've left everything behind, including like a girlfriend, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Not many 25-year-olds or how
26.
26.
You can say 25.
okay, but still, that really takes a lot for people to go overseas, leave their comfortable life behind, and more importantly, also for immigration, if you're watching, to be that guy that makes like brand new type of music, because not only you're making that chaos with Cybergore, like we mentioned in the intro, you also announced that Cybergore album, which we'll be talking about like a little bit later on, but that proves that you're really innovating in hardstyle as well. And if immigration is not listening to this might not be your music or whatsoever, but see the potential, as in you're really climbing from the purple at DEFCON towards the blue, towards bigger stages, playing in that Ziggo Dome in Amsterdam, which is basically like the Kudos Bank in Australia, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's very highly respected.
Yeah, those are really credible venues. So
yeah, it's been a blessing. I'm very blessed to be able to even just do these things, honestly. But yeah, it has been a lot more tougher than I'm probably leading on. And it is, you know, there's been some nights and some days where I just wanted to pack it up and just fucking go home. But I'm not a quitter. And I think that what I'm fighting for is worth it. So,
And I think everyone sees that.
yeah,
Of course.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Like a lot of it's in AEON, for example. Like, you know, you can feel some of the darkest periods were just fucking dark, you know. But I'm lucky enough to be able to put that into music. And but yeah, I appreciate what you said. Thank you. Sometimes you don't really look back on your achievements like that.
Now immigration, look at that. Look at that as well. Yeah, the PLAFONDDIENST segment is basically about festival frustrations. Are you bumping into something at a festival? PLAFONDDIENST means like you're coming back from a festival and you're laying down in bed, watching at the ceiling, thinking about all these topics. Well, that is a PLAFONDDIENST, and that's what we also got in our inbox. So if you have one, please send us a voice clip through Instagram at PLAFONDDIENST the podcast. And we also bumped into this Australian voice message. So I'm really curious of what you think of this.
Hell yeah.
Do I stay with my friends at a set the majority of people want to see, or break off to see an artist of your choosing completely by yourself?
Okay.
It's a short one.
Yeah.
But are you going to the artist that you would like to see yourself? Or are you watching an artist because your friends are wanting to watch them as well?
I would most definitely go for the first option. If you're not like really into the artist and there's another artist playing that you're preferring, then of course it's a no-brainer to go to over there. Like
That's the second option.
Is that a second option? Oh, then it's the second option. Right. Yeah. So that's that will be my preference.
I think like, especially if she's like talking about in Australia, you know, you don't really get to see people come as often. So definitely like try to see the people that you don't get to see that often, you know. If you see like Warface coming around all the time, which you don't, Warface, D-Block and Estefan, they come and they play fairly often. If you got someone kind of niche or maybe your friends don't know about it, just go see it yourself. And if your friends don't like it, just try to have the best time you can. You know, you're with mates, you know, everyone in the crowd is like having a good time. Just having a clap along, you know, have a good dance with them. That's what I recommend. I do that all the time, just going by myself.
Yeah.
It's a bit different for me because people take photos and stuff, but I still have a good time. Just try to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is try to check out the artists that you don't get to see at home.
Yeah, 100%. Well, you guys get to see everyone here, but
Yeah, true.
We're a little bit spoiled over here, but
it's like in Tomorrowland, for example. Like, you know, Tomorrowland happens how often? If you get to see like Alan Walker or like James Hype or something, you know, how often would you see him? Even if your friends don't want to go, just go see them and have that experience, you know. I think that's important.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and especially from what I've heard is that classic sets are really rare in Australia.
Super rare, yeah. And they all love them.
Exactly. So if you go overseas from Australia to go to DEF CON or to DEEZL or any kind of festival down here, then also try to go to those type of sets because they're really rare compared to
100%.
the Netherlands.
You see lots of Australians at VWAB or Origins, you know.
Yeah.
But that's most of the advice. Like if someone comes to DEF CON, I might just pick the ones you don't get to see in Australia that often, because you know that'll be your best experience, I think.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to see, you know, D-Block. There's nothing wrong with D-Block or Warface.
True.
No, there's no hate whatsoever. You know?
True. But if you eat like hamburgers every day,
Yeah.
then you want a steak sometime.
You want to try a cheeseburger?
I love it, by the way, how Australians pronounce VWAP. Do you know
VWAP.
what VWAP?
Yeah, VWAP. Yeah, indeed. I just heard it as well. I was like, nice.
How do you say it?
Vroeger was alles beter.
Yeah.
Vroeger was alles beter.
Yeah, exactly that.
Immigration, are we watching?
Je spreekt heel Nederlands, maatje. Gezellig. Ik woon in Tilburg.
Okay, so I think this PLAFONDDIENST, this festival frustration is now solved.
Yeah.
Just also watch the artists that you don't get to see that often.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yeah.
With my own words.
DEEZL, yeah, this year you showed a completely different side of you with AEON.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, most people knew you from that raw and that aggressive sound, especially with Cybergore, because Cybergore, that's really aggressive type of stuff.
Yeah.
How would you define the true DEEZL sound?
I think I relate mostly to my AEON music right now, but I think the true DEEZL sound isn't really one or the other. It's just innovation, creation, emotional and it can be like darkness. Like I just like exploring this darkest depths of emotion and darkness or heavenly. Like I'm a very emotional person, so I like to explore these aspects on all of it. True DEEZL sound doesn't really sound like any one particular thing. It's a it's an amalgamation of all sorts of different varieties and different things. I like it. I like the fact that I can just go onto a blank piece of paper or a screen for me. Yeah, and just like hear something or feel something and just write and just go for it. Sometimes it doesn't come out the way that you want, but that's still part of the process. I can hear Mordor fucking Sauron talking with like you cannot hide in Lord of the Rings and be like that's cool, let's make something of that, and then I make Only Death. Or then I hear like a flute note from a Hans Zimmer piece and I'm like hear something in my head and I just write it out and then that becomes AEON or something, you know. So it's hard to define as one thing. It's more just like come to the table and just it's a feast. Just enjoy it. If you don't like one thing, there's something for someone else.
You don't want to narrow yourself down to just one type of music.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I like the fact that you can just, if you don't, it was like exactly what I said. If you don't like one thing, you can go to the other. If you like both, you can go to both. Cybergore is obviously fairly different from AEON, and I like that. I don't know if there's any other people or other producers in the scene doing such strong opposites or differences. And the fact that I can do that is kind of a blessing because I can just make something. And not only that, but the fans appreciate it. Like, I didn't expect that. AEON was a big gamble. That was I told it to Phil, and he was like, oh, okay. If you just give it a go, good luck. And
because
then,
did you get into AEON like organically, or how did that get started?
It started from like, you know, AEON, the original track from 2022 was like one of my favorites back in the day, and still like it was a track that I used to listen to a lot. And then I made Helpless, around like before DEF CON time. I played it at the after party, and it went really well. Like people really well received it. And then when we posted it on the after party, the video, so many comments were like going on about it. And around this time I made Breathless as well. So I was like, okay, well, there's something here. And maybe this is like the time where I can actually, you know, make this happen. So I was home in Australia last year and I wasn't really in like the best period of my life. So I started making more of this kind of music. And then I was walking around and I just started like brainstorming some ideas. Like it's on my notes. I'm like, I could do this collab. I could call this track. Because I'm more of like if I hear a word, I can like see the feeling, if that makes sense, or imagery. So it just kind of evolved from that. And then as soon as I got home, I was just in like a bad state. But I just isolated and just worked on all the music. And that was kind of where it was born. Nothing really happens like intentionally sometimes. Sometimes you have like a direction or where you want to go. And you just like, yeah, I like that. That's a cool thing. And then you just evolve it like that. So yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Creativity is like a slippery eel. Yeah. It's like a cloud of piling.
Cloud of piling.
Is that good?
If I was at immigration right now, I was like, okay, check. It's cloud of piling.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's you know, you keep trying to grasp it, you can't get it. That was a good saying.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Basically that's it.
And how did the name AEON came to life? Like, what made you decide to make it name it AEON?
Well, the original track was called AEON, and I like it because it's like it's kind of old-timey way of saying timeless and infinite. And I've heard it from like just like different people using it in different ways on the internet, and I just like the spelling of it. Just looks cool.
Yeah. And
I like the meaning behind it. So that was the thought by the original track. And because the track that I was making kind of sounded like AEON, I'm like, okay, well, I obviously have a melodic style that's kind of like this, you know, it's got this ethereal, kind of sad, kind of uplifting feeling, dramatic feeling to it. So, all right, let's just call it AEON, and everything underneath this will branch under how I determine what I think of this, timeless and infinite. And that was kind of like where it came from. And I think it's kind of perfect in my head, at least.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels, just has a tangible quality of AEON. I don't know, a bit fucking autistic here, you know?
Yeah, the name really stands out, as in it really sticks with you if you see it on a lineup.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. I like it just like, something short and sweet. You know, it doesn't need to be like Cybergore Nightmare Engine. You know? And that's a bit of a mouthful. You just got DEEZL AEON.
And last week we saw that as well, because last week you announced that you're doing like an AEON album as well.
Yeah. So we got 15 tracks coming out September 12th. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I think a few of the tracks have been released, but couple, maybe, I don't want to reveal how many haven't been released or have never been heard. But yeah, something I've been working on for the past year and a half. Just developing the style, and I've been working on. It was kind of always the intention of making an album, because I had like 10 unreleased, never heard before tracks at Hot Pursuit. So I was like, you know, that's basically an album already. Might as well just like make it a full album, you know. It's the logical conclusion, but I think a lot of people have already known that it was going to be an album, even though I hadn't really publicly stated it, but it makes sense. So yeah, it's going to be an album. It's called Less Is More, with like little less thingies under it. Like
the symbols.
Underscores. Rain. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. The concept is, you know, why it's called Less Is More is basically because most of my music up to this point has been like digital and crazy, and, you know, trying to make all these like really cool sounds, and it's just bringing it back down to like what the emotions are. And it's not, for example, Ghost. I don't know if you guys have heard it.
Yeah.
But when I was making the mid intro, generally nowadays when someone makes a mid intro for a melodic track, they go fucking hard, you know. It just needs to be like, you know, something aggressive, but I kind of just like brought it down to just like this raw kick.
Yeah.
The raw kick is fucking clean, it's nice, and you just got the vocal on top of it. And I don't really need to like prove that I can make heavy kicks or hard music. It's been done before. Yeah. So now that I don't have anything to prove, I'm just more focused on telling the story. And that's what all the tracks are really about, you know, just telling the story. Sometimes I'm reusing the same kicks, and that's good, because like it's not about the heavy kicks, it's about, you know, the breakdowns and what the story's trying to tell you. So that's what Less Is More to me. Yeah. Like even the album cover is like, you know, just kind of more plain than what I would usually have it. So I like it. I think it's a cool concept.
And how long have you been working on this album? Because yeah, most of the time it's a pretty time-consuming production, of course.
Well, I made Helpless, I would say maybe in like a couple of days, in April or something, and I made Breathless in a couple of days, and then I made everything from like maybe September till December. So that was about like 8 tracks in that time. I kind of went fucking crazy, like Insano style, and made like 8 tracks in 3 months. And then throughout the year, I've just been perfecting it and making some parts better, coming up with the ideas for the artwork and how I want to get everything out. So technically like a year and a half of like solid work. When I have an idea for something, I can make tracks within a day or two. And I think one week I went fucking insane. I don't know what happened. I made The Sky, Falling, and one other one. Maybe Ghost.
In 1 week time, 3 tracks.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't sleep that much.
I can't imagine.
It was fun. That's kind of like the best moment though. When you know you have an idea for a track and you can feel it's going to be something good, you just never want to stop. Like until it's perfect, and then you spend the next fucking 2 weeks listening to it nonstop, and then you hate it.
Of course.
But yeah, that creative flow, that's really gold.
Yeah. Like that flow state. Like I'm sure, like you can experience it in like any job, you know. If you're just like passionate about something, and you're just like in it, and you just
In the
want
zone.
to get that job done, you know. Like I can't sleep until it's perfect.
Oh, many sleepless nights then.
Yeah. But then you get the best sleep of your life, baby. Holy shit.
The AEON album is coming in September, and is it a physical release? Is it a digital release? What can we expect?
So we have a digital release set up. So that'll just be on all platforms. But the vinyl is something I've really wanted to do for a long time. Like Phil kind of pushed back on it, but I'm like, no, I think it's something that's like impersonal, you know. It may not get like 1,000 sales or anything. It's just something to give back to people, because I know this music means a lot to them. People, like I saw this American guy at Decibel who was like crying his eyes out just because he saw me, and he just came just for me. So it's people like that would love something like this, just a memento. Most people don't even have record players, you know. It's just like you put it on the wall, and I love that idea. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, collector's item. And
yeah.
What did that American fan say to you at Decibel?
He said, like, I just can't believe I'm seeing you. I'm just tremendously grateful that you're here, that you're alive, and that you do your thing, and that I came all this way just to see you. And your music has touched me. Your music has saved me. And you know, for me, I sometimes it's hard for me to respond to that, but I just say thank you. And he like he gave me like a big bear hug, and I'm like, oh man, it's all right.
Yeah,
like I appreciate you so much. And I love seeing things like that, because a lot of the time it's just me fucking translating shit in my head to like to the computer. You know, you don't really see the impact that it has on these beautiful fans that I have, and to see that in person, to see how much, you know, you could see that it meant to him, meant a lot to me. You know, it means that, you know, you're actually doing something here, something that's worthwhile.
Again, immigration. Are you listening?
Oh, he's American, so
It was a Dutch guy.
It was a Dutch guy. It was a Dutch guy. His name was Jochem.
Okay, it's time for Marijn's segment, which is the top 5. And the PLAFONDDIENST top 5 could be about literally anything.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious, Marijn, what did you prepare for this time?
So I got maybe a different type of top 5 than we are actually used to.
School?
Yeah, of course. It's going to be like an interactive way with Joel, and it's called the top 5 differences between the Dutch and the Aussie cultures on festivals.
Oh.
So I'm going to say something about the Dutch culture, and I would like you to respond on it, how the Aussies or the Australians. The Aussies.
Yes, sir.
How the Australian guys are
Melbourne.
Aussies are more like the training suits, right? Like an Australian suit.
Yeah, that's also
the Gabba zone. Right?
Exactly.
But you say Aussies, right? Like
yeah, we say Aussies.
Yeah, okay. Not that I'm swearing or something.
No, that's funny. You said the Aussies.
You can't say.
You said the Aussies.
Okay, right. Okay, let's start off with music taste and genre preferences, because, like in Holland, we have like a really strongly EDM based and hardstyle based music preference on festivals.
Yeah, everybody's a DJ down here.
Yeah, also, but we also have like the biggest EDM artists as well, like Martin Garrix, Armin van Buuren, and you name it.
Quite a few.
Yeah, and they are like mostly around electronic music, you know. But how is that in Australia? Is it like also like EDM based, or is it more like with different type of genres?
Well, growing up, it was definitely more like, I think the general populace likes hip hop, poppy stuff. Sometimes, like, depending on where you live, it's like kind of indie rock. There isn't much of a heavy metal scene. There is like a little bit, but yeah, obviously depends where you live. The same where I grew up. The younger generation, I think they mostly get around like some drum and bass, house music. If you like dubstep as well. Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's like either or. I would say it's kind of like almost evenly split, like people that would go to like festivals for music, like EDM, and some for the more hip hop kind of stuff. I know hip hop is like probably the most popular, I'd say. Yeah. But that was like I don't know what the younger kids are listening to now. You know? I'm 26.
Yeah.
Like I just know whenever I went to like house parties, it was mostly Eminem and
Yeah, exactly.
Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
and all the classics.
All right. Well, let's head on to the second one because that's festival culture and skill. Because like in the Netherlands, like we are a small country, so we have small to medium sized festivals over here. And
Small to medium sized festivals.
yeah.
Bro, they're huge. What do you mean they're huge? What are you talking about? DEFCON?
Because those are pretty big, of course, you know. But I reckon that in Australia you have like so much more space, and is that also like is it like also bigger festivals in Australia?
Look, we have technically more space, but did you know that like I think 96% of Australian land is unlivable?
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I really didn't know that.
Yeah. So you'll see, like, if you look at like a map, we really only live on the outskirts.
Yeah.
Because if you live in the middle, the mountains on like the outer regions, like they're too tall for the rain clouds to get through. So it's a fucking desert in the middle.
Yeah.
So just because it's much bigger doesn't mean the festivals are much bigger. I think they're definitely bigger here.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys have way more farmland. Where, so, let's say if I'm traveling from Tilburg to Biddinghuizen, you travel like an hour and a half to get there.
Yeah.
But to farmland, no one lives there. It's like the outback is what we call it. So it's like maybe like a 2-3 hour drive, and no one's willing to travel that far. So most of our events are in the city.
Yeah.
So, for example, the biggest event we have, I think the biggest hardstyle event in Sydney or just Australia definitely is Knockout.
Yeah.
I think they're hitting like
Because-
90K capacity this year.
But that's in a
65,000.
in a stadium, right? So that's what I mean. Like everything is probably so much bigger over there.
Well, yeah, kind of. Like
Yeah.
we call it the Sydney Showgrounds. So you have
Yeah.
like the Dome, and we have the King's Giants Stadium or something, and then like another one. So technically, it's pretty big. It's a lot bigger, but it's an entire like land mass. Like it's fucking huge. But yeah, I guess it would be.
Yeah.
But DEFCON's fucking huge. What am I saying?
Yeah, DEFCON.
Like you should be past the camping, bro. Like,
Yeah, we do.
Nobody
we do
camps
have
there.
like really big festivals, of course. But
Yeah,
major festivals around the Netherlands are like small to medium size. We have just like a few that are really outstanding, such as DEFCON, Lowlands, or Pink Pop. So,
but I'd
those
say
are
it's
really big.
pretty similar then.
Yeah,
Like definitely the camping grounds would be like the defining factor because we don't really have 3-day festivals practically anywhere.
yeah,
Which maybe is a good thing. And we used to have, I think, DEFCON back in Australia for 4 days, and they stopped that.
yeah.
But yeah, comparably, I think it's pretty similar.
Okay.
Like, but I never thought about it like that though.
Let's move on to the next one.
Number 3.
Yeah, outdoor and weather conditions because the weather in
about
Australia
it,
is like really different when you compare it to the Netherlands because most festivals over here like are pretty much indoors. Also because of the weather that can be unpredictable. But how does that work in Australia? Because
What do you mean, man? It's if I look outside and every day it's Bondi Beach down here.
well, at the moment maybe.
So everyone's wearing bikinis over here.
I wish I was. I wish it was.
I'll wear one for you. You know. Well, the weather conditions, it's pretty self-explanatory. We all know how it goes. Netherlands summer has been pretty okay this year, but obviously Australia has just more consistent like sunny days. During summer, it's like pretty much what you'd expect. Like sometimes 38, 40 degrees. Most of the time fully sunny, but the difference is during winter, it's still sunny.
Okay.
Like most of the time. But it goes down to like the lowest is like 4 degrees. I heard it's getting a bit lower each year. Global warming, anyway. But generally, whoops, scoop. So yeah, in generally, weather conditions are a bit more stable. I think sometimes you'll get like a bit of rain here and there, but the temperature-wise, it's almost always around 15 to 28, like during most of the seasons. Here, it's like it's a bag of fucking whatever, It's just
got like everything in one day.
It's got everything. Like DEFCON, sometimes it's really great weather, sometimes it's really shitty.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest difference is just consistency within the seasons.
Yeah, but how are the festivals like? Do they have like a lot of indoor tents in Australia or?
Yeah, I would say so. If I look at like Knockout, it's mostly there's not really that many outdoor ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have a couple here and there, but I think in general it's like intense.
Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah, it's an accident. But I
Don't
think,
say that.
we'll cut that out.
but people like, I think people like the intent ones anyway.
Yeah.
I prefer it. Better sound, better visuals, but it just gets a bit hot. But go outside.
Of
Don't be
course,
a
indeed.
pussy.
I love it how you just say like, yeah, it's getting like 38, 40 degrees, and we're already complaining with 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Indeed. At 26 or maybe already.
it's like a different kind of heat. You just don't really notice it. Like obviously you notice it, but it's like, all right, just put your thongs on. No. Thongs, we call it, flip flops. We call them thongs.
We call it something else. I was like,
Lady underwear.
Those are thongs as well. But I know, just go down to the beach,
Yeah.
chill, just have a
Right.
barbecue, have a beer. It's a fucking perfect day.
In your tongue. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Drinking and the food culture, because I think in the Netherlands, like alcohol is widely like available at festivals and stuff.
What do you mean?
Exactly. Even at a podcast where you're drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, but how is that compared to Australia? Because is that like more like with, especially with the food? I reckon it would be like more like food trucks and barbecues and picnics and being more laid back or something.
Yeah. Well,
Is that?
surprisingly enough, I think this is where we kind of link. Like everywhere I've gone, like Dutchies and Australians just seem to get along really easily. If you tell anyone you're like an Australian, if I'm talking to a Dutch person and I say I'm Australian, they're really excited. They're like, oh my God, this is so great. We have like this similar humor, similar like drinking culture. We like to go out, we like to party, but we're not obnoxious and loud and rude. We all like to go out and do things and go out and eat and explore and live life and do festivals. That's where we're really similar, I think. So yeah, there is like food trucks and people do like to go outside, have drinks. We're cultures of big drinkers, and I think like it is pretty similar to that regard. Food is a lot better in Australia.
Yeah.
Sorry, immigration.
Sorry.
Wait. We have Michael's broodjes. We have
All right. Michael's broodjes is lekker. Is super lekker.
But yeah, the food is better in Australia than.
Yeah, we have like just so many different cultures, and like they all have like, it's all very authentic food, and we have like such locally sourced ingredients, and there's really good like farmlands and stuff. So I just think the quality of the ingredients can be better. I've had some actually amazing food in the Netherlands, surprisingly or not. So Dutch culture doesn't have the best reputation for great food, but bitterballen and kastengels and that.
Kastengels, nice.
Okay, so apart from the food, the Dutchies are the same as Australians, but then without the goon.
Oh, how do you know about goon, bro? How do you know about goon?
I do my research.
Do you know what goon is?
No, I have no idea.
It's like casket wine. So you get like a box of wine.
Yeah.
And you just like flick like a switch, and you just like have a cup of wine. I'm not really explaining this properly, am I?
No.
Basically, like imagine like a water cooler, but that's with wine.
Okay.
And that's what that. It's like that. But we call it goon.
Okay.
In the supermarket, you see not only the bottles of wine, but also like the boxes.
Yeah, the
packages.
boxes,
Yeah.
That's
And
what my mother always drinks.
Oh yeah, she's a goon head. Then.
Yeah, she's a goon at that.
She's a goonie. We like to play something called Goon of Fortune.
Yeah.
Like Wheel of Fortune. But in Australia, we have these things called clotheslines. You have them here, obviously. But we have them in the backyard and just spins around all day. So you attach you rip apart the box and you get this foil packaging. You put like coat hangers on it and you spin it around and everyone's like, and whoever lands them, they go, and it's like the best thing. And you don't stop until it's completely gone. And there's about like 3 liters of wine in there. So basically by the end of it, everyone's chopped, and it's a great time.
I can imagine.
I guess the party started like nothing else. You know, it's great.
Okay, but then we have the number one.
Yeah. Well, it's not like the special number one, but this is going to be the audience and festival experience, because like the audience in the Netherlands, they are more like often focused on the music itself and just partying and just being with like your own group of friends.
Yep.
Just a regular night out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah. But how is that in Australia? Is that like completely different? How is that like the festival experience going to be for a visitor of a festival?
For a visitor from the Netherlands?
No, for Australia.
I think it's kind of the similar experience you have here. I think that Australians, you can pretty much walk up to any Australian and just be like, "Hey mate, how are you? How you going?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, good mate. You know, I'm feeling alright. Like, who do you want to go see today?" You know, if you just have like any level of social skills and you just reach out, then mostly, well, they'll be your friend after like 2 minutes of talking to them.
Yeah.
Even if you're just like, "Hey, do you mind if I, like, you know, my mates are gone, can I tag along with you guys?" They'll be like, "Yeah, sure," you know, and then you just walk around. Like, we're a very friendly culture.
Yeah.
Like, we like to talk and hang out, and sometimes if you just get outside your box, you'll be fine. I made an experiment because I was at Conco's Outback. It's in Amsterdam. It's kind of like an Australian hotspot.
Oh yeah, that's where the DEFCON pre-party begins.
Yeah,
right, on Wednesday.
for all the Aussies.
Yeah.
And I was there one time. I was with my mum and my grandfather went to go to the Van Gogh Museum. I was like, fuck, I'm alright. I've seen it before. So I went to the Coco's Outback. I was completely by myself, and I saw like, you know, some Aussies, a couple groups, and I'm like, I reckon if I just walk over there with some shots, we're gonna have a great night. I bring like 10 shots. I was like, "Hey boys, I got all these shots. What do you reckon?" And they're like, and we talked the whole night. Like, after that, we were best friends. I still talk to some of them. It was the fucking best time ever.
Yeah.
It's just as an experiment. It's like, if I just walk over with shots, we'll see what happens. Everyone loves alcohol. You know? Not everyone.
But most of them do.
Australians, they love alcohol.
Okay, next time just walk with a with a plate of stouts.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Any form of alcohol.
Yeah.
If you got a goon box, you know.
I would really love to try that Goon of Fortune. Right? Goon of Fortune,
If
right?
you're ever in Australia and I'm in the same place,
Let's fucking go.
I'll take you.
All right. Well, that's the top 5. A little bit different top 5, but
Right? Hey, I liked it.
nice.
Are you applying for a visa? Because this was really innovating.
Those are some good questions. You know, usually I get like, who's the first to beat a kangaroo or something?
What?
Yeah.
Who was that?
I'm not naming names, but you know who you are if you're listening.
Okay, before we continue, as you might know, making a podcast takes a lot of time. That's why we would like to ask you one thing, and that is, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, because you'll get a notification whenever there's a new English episode or Dutch episode, perhaps with subtitles. I'm looking at editor Luca as well. If you're listening on Spotify, then you can also give us a 5-star rating, and we already have like 700 ratings and 5.0.
Insane.
Like the maximum.
Really?
Yep.
So yeah, that's really great, and we're really thankful for that. So thank you for the support so far, and let us know in a comment what you think of this episode with DEEZL. Okay, and then of course there's the other side of DEEZL. Yeah, we already discussed it a little bit, but what are the plans with Cybergore together with Sojuice?
Plans of Cybergore. That's a bit of an interesting one. And one we're still yet to figure out, actually. We made basically an entire album, right? So we did the album the first time, and then we made a completely brand new one for the end of the year, for Hot Pursuit, alongside with the anthem and all that. And I don't know what it is, but it hasn't been really well received that well. Like, it's been received well for the people that like it, but I guess I can't help but compare it to something like AEON, where I see it on Reddit and then people be like, "Oh yeah, like really excited about it." You know, you can tell, you can feel it within the fans who talks about it and what's really popping. And me and Orion just haven't really been feeling that same energy, so we're a bit like, we're not sure where to go with it. Also, we haven't been like doing that many bookings. Like we said this year to not do nearly as many as last year because we wanted to keep it more exclusive, but we would like a bit more just to showcase it. And you know, it's a fickle thing, being able to promote something or have the drive and have the energy. So we're not really sure what to do with it. We're definitely gonna be like releasing some music after like AEON and stuff. Some of the more popular tracks like Ultraviolent, maybe the Rim Job remix, but I don't know. We're still trying to figure out what to do.
What remix?
Oh, it's like, are you ready for a rim job? You guys know what that is?
I know what a rim job is. Yeah.
I mean, what is that?
Well, I can show you. You know. It's called the Aussie Down Under.
These holes.
These holes. Oh, that's so good. Oh my god. So yeah,
Good one.
anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with it. We're still planning on maybe releasing an album, but I'm not sure if I want to like release everything. I think we're doing Cybergore next week in Australia, me and him. So we're gonna have some good time to think about it, talk about it. We'll be like 5 days together in Australia, so we'll have plenty of time to really discuss what our next move is. I thought maybe we could like shift it to like more hard techno, but I'm not really sure if the branding is going to work for it. So maybe we'll do something brand new. I'm not sure. So that's the only thing I can't really talk about that much because I'm really not sure where to go with it. It might be the end. We might just do like a final tour and just release the album tour and then like that's it, which would be a bit sad. But you know, it's been about 3 years, so maybe that's the route to go. But if you guys still want it, then we're happy to deliver. You know.
Okay. So it's still pending.
Yeah, still pending. It's hard. It's hard nowadays. There's lots of competition and all that. But for us, we just like the music. I've known Orion Sodus for about 6 or 7 years or something. So we just like to make the music, and the music is fucking hard. You know.
Yeah, it truly is. And I can imagine that, especially in the same time as the AEON album and of course the regular gigs as well, then it's hard to also put a lot of effort in another Cybergore album or another tour.
Yeah, it's a lot. You know, I'm already making DEEZL music and AEON music and then Cybergore music. And it's like a lot of time in the studio. That's like, what's really worth it, you know?
Yeah.
Because when you're running out of time and you're just spending like most of your days in front of a computer and not really living your life, you start to question things. And like, you know, what's worth spending the time on it? And at the moment, it doesn't really feel like Cybergore is really worth the time at the moment, which doesn't mean that I'm not enjoying it. It's just like, you know, you're getting older, and I've been here for 2.5 years, and I've not even really seen any of Europe. I've only just gone to places and come back, you know.
Yeah.
So I would like to spend more time for myself and traveling and, you know, actually living my life.
Yeah, very wise, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's part of getting older, you know. You can't just be full throttle all the time making music, you know. It can be miserable. And not only that, but I don't think anybody wants so much music all the time. You know, if you're just constantly putting out tracks, like it feels like a bit hollow. You know? Like a Headhunters track is like so fucking valuable because it's like he puts out a track once a year and you're like, fuck, that's so good.
And then wins the #1.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell, you know? So I think it's like better to focus on quality, not quantity, and just I need to find what to prioritize in my life is what I think is the end result of the conversation.
Okay, so now the album is finally announced, and
AEON,
Cybergore is the AEON album is already announced. Cybergore is pending. Anything left on that bucket list for the next few months, or what are your plans for the rest of the year?
Well, the Cybergore album's already done. You know, I made 2 albums like last year, so we're just waiting to do it. Just to clarify.
Yeah, I was talking about the AEON album.
Yeah, just to clarify how much music I made. Like, they got 2 albums in like 3 months. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Indeed.
Bucket list for the end of the year. I want to take more time for myself. I want to take a bit more, like, I'm kind of afraid to solo travel because, I don't have a girlfriend or anything. And everybody else is busy because they're always like working on the weekends. So I want to take more time for myself to like actually see and explore the world and see all the cool things that I've been neglecting for so long. I want to spend more time with my friends and my family and focusing on, the world outside of my professional life, because at the moment there isn't really that much work-life balance. So that also just enjoying things, I felt like last year I was really wrapped up in my head, like not feeling comfortable with myself. And now that I've been able to like find myself in the music and people appreciate that and things are going well in my career, I can like lower my shoulders, breathe a bit, and like start to enjoy things on like a different level. So that would be my biggest bucket list, just enjoying life.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, you got announced on that Cybergore Dome again at that Gearbox event. And you're in a team with Expros and Cruelty, if I remember correctly. Fraud and Cruelty.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be dark as hell. Yeah. The team name is Obsidian. Oh no, that was what it was before. It's now called Carbon. But we're gonna make some filthy shit. For the other, like just yesterday, he was like, "Yeah, boys, like we're gonna fucking make the darkest shit of all fucking time. Like I want to die after after we're done." And I'm like, okay.
Scoop. Yeah, that's a solid scoop.
Well, fraud, cruelty, DEEZL, you can expect what you can expect.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be any AEON stuff. I can say it's not really a scoop, but I was thinking of like remixing an AEON like a song to like make it really dark. I think that could be kind of interesting, just to like make a darker spin on things. But you never know.
Idea, though.
You never know.
Yeah,
it could be kind of cool. We'll see if we go. You'll find out in
5 months. Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
4 months.
It's only Tuesday at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
No, but back at the Cybergore Dome with the Gearbox family, that must be massive in January, of course.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. I think the first Cybergore Dome was really fucking sick. I played fairly early at that time. I think I played like third. So this will be like a pretty good time slot, ready to rock it. I think we might... I'm not really sure what the plans are. We haven't really spoken too much about it, but it's going to be a big night, I'm sure, as it always is with the Gearbox.
Of course.
100%.
You should come.
Yeah, we definitely will. I mean, I will definitely come. I don't know if you want to come, but...
Hey, if he's doing a team with Fraud and Cruelty, then you must be there, right?
Yeah, of course. If I want to die, then that's the perfect day.
Say your prayers, brother. Say your prayers.
Joel, we want to thank you for your time and the extended talk, because normally, just to explain, normally we do episodes like 45 minutes to an hour. But in this case, of course, there's so much more to it, and we didn't want to rush through anything because you have so much going on, and you really develop yourself as an artist. And I think Marijn agrees with that as well. You're really, really making big steps.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. I don't even know how long it's been. I just know I need to pee. So it must be like at least an hour and a half. But like, it's been a pleasure talking with you guys. Your questions were really great and thought-provoking. And I just extend the gratitude for having me on. It's an honor. And being the second English people, so you guys' English is perfect, by the way.
Hey,
I'll get you guys visas in Australia. It's all good. Thank you once again. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming, and thank you guys for listening.
Thank you all for listening.
Yeah, Marijn, I think, we're half Australian right now, right?
Yeah, basically.
Basically, indeed, yeah. I just wanted to point out, because I don't want to be like that type of a fanboy, but the AEON sound, like the how do you say that, like the melancholic and epic cinematry vibes of the tracks. It really is something else, something unique.
Thank you.
And I would actually have like a paywall behind AEON Live because I would just like to give you like a tip of €10 for good job.
Hey, you can give it to me now, bro.
You mean like a tip jar?
but in
I only
all
accept
seriousness-
20s.
No, but all seriousness, I think
Thank you.
AEON is like a really refreshing sound to the whole scene.
Thank you.
I hope I will speak for the rest of the people that are listening to it as well. That you really need to stay on that album and of like how pursue that
After the album.
after the album. Yeah. That's what I wanted to say. Like pursue that after the album because I think there are a lot of people that really have some connection with AEON. So
Well, I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you very much. I think you also told me that. I think you told me something similar to Rebirth as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And there's, I don't know what's next to come for DEEZL, but it will definitely still be AEON centric. It
Yeah.
feels like the best thing for me, basically.
Yeah.
So thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for listening. You guys have been incredible. Appreciate it.
great.
Before we end this episode, we Dutchies, we also have some Dutch sponsors, if you might have noticed. Yeah, we have a goodie bag for you because,
Oh. Hey.
we wanted to have you on the show, of course. But here's a small present
Thank
for you coming and for the great talks we had. So from our friends from Mill Lions, the clothing brand, and from Stealth,
Hey.
Yeah.
here's a small goodie bag.
That is so nice. Good it's a whole thing of styles. Nice.
Yeah, it's a good goodie bag.
Yeah, this will come in handy. This will come in very handy. I actually like the gym bag. I'll definitely use that.
Nice.
Yeah, the season is now ended, but then we need to go back in the gym or
Oh, bro.
wherever we go. Then you can
Yeah.
take this bag with you.
I lost 25 kilos
Oh, really?
last year. And I put on like about 5 since the summer, so I need to get back in there.
Damn.
This will help.
This might come in handy, and then afterwards get your protein with a Stealth.
Yeah.
Protein for the stealth, 0.1 grams. Yeah.
Now, once again, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening. We hope to see you at the next episode of PLAFONDDIENST, the Hardstyle Podcast. Leave us a comment. Who would you like to see next? And we might make it happen, right, Marijn?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm eager to say Marijn.
Marijn,
But
yeah.
it's still Marijn, of course.
Well,
Marijn.
everyone that are English and are talking to me, they speak my name like margin because they can't pronounce the I.
Marijn.
Yeah, but it's like really weird. And every time an English speaking person comes to me, they talk to me like margin.
Margin.
Margin. Hey, margin. Well,
Well, Phil from Gearbox, he calls me Wooter.
Wooter.
He says Underdex. Underdex and DEEZL.
Okay, we're ending on a high note. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you at the next PLAFONDDIENST.
Bye-bye.
Thank you again.
Bye-bye. This podcast is powered by Mill Lions. Use discount code HARDNEWS10 for a 10% discount on your festival outfit.